pretty much we're surrounded by people who are like, I don't think we could take these guys.
Yeah, everyone looks hesitant and scared.
They see a man who just burnt himself in the chest and passed out.
See a man made out of dirt.
They see a beautiful siege tower of destruction that is Rorik and Dumbledore.
A wounded
So
Dumbledore.
am I like a dirt golem, or am I just like a pile of dirt that just moves around?
No, you're a dirt golem.
Oh,
you can
cool.
take human form. You're like Sandman.
So if anything,
Only
your
you can't
forms
be a
have been
man.
improved.
You can only be dirt.
You're almost a god.
So
A
can I
dirty
just
guy.
like flood people with like dirt and like just kind of overfill them?
If you touch them, yes. You could Men in Black them with dirt.
And the men in black some people with dirt.
So what happened?
Let's go men in black people.
Who do you approach?
The cobbler. I want his shoes.
That's right, eat those olives.
I'm gonna try to stop Colton.
As you move towards the cobbler, Rorik steps in your way. The cobbler and the mason drop their tiny, inefficient weapons and
those
begin
two
running
gods
to
kill
the
themselves?
hills.
I don't know, they're still
Dirt, so
fighting.
I just kind of.
We're kind of hoping
Let his
that one of
hand
our
pass
guys
through.
comes out and finishes off the
What
pyramid.
does the shoes have to do with
I
the
just walked
the
in
skeleton
front of
army?
him. Like, bruh.
I turn into a pile and go into your feet.
The dirt pours under your feet. Appearing on the other side is a weird running man, floppily limping its way towards the cobbler, who's sprinting away.
being dirt. It's the best.
The skeletons
I
all
love
just kind of
being dirt.
look just concerned.
We've run up to the tower. Well, I'm on your shoulders. Tell them to run to the tower.
You can jump up my shoulders.
No, I'm too wounded. You saw the horrors I just went through. Dumbledore almost got killed. I lost an eye. My leg hurts, and I can't really stand on it.
And also there's a knife in your hands.
Exactly. This is I'm pretty fucked up, so it's hard to really use my bow right now.
We're not getting attacked by anybody.
I know, but we need to go.
attack people.
But
Change
innocent
directions
people.
towards
Yeah,
them.
that's why I'm trying to stop
Don't
him.
kill him. He sold us shoes.
Well, if I
For
can
free.
turn him into dirt, he can join me. and be
Don't
dirt
turn him
together.
into dirt people. Don't turn anyone into dirt people. That is
What do
not a
we- what
life
is-
to live.
What is happening?
I'm just like being a pile of dirt, man.
I mean, that's what you
He's
usually
trying to kill innocent people. And I'm trying to stop him from killing innocent people.
Rorik sprinting after a man made entirely of dirt.
Dumbledore, shoot arrows at him.
Dumbledore readies his bow and
Dumbledore
draws an arrow.
has to remove the knife from his hand.
Dumbledore
painfully.
removes the knife from his hand, and he accidentally like smacks it as he grabs it, and then pulls it out because Dumbledore only feels pain.
Dumbledore,
The
with
pain
his
excites him.
hand bleeding, he draws a bloody arrow from his quiver. He looses it at the dirt man. It hits him, but it just goes into dirt, as it would.
Wait. Oh wait, I don't know any lightning spells yet. If I had lightning spells,
Lightning bolt.
yeah, turn you into glass.
That'd be kind of cool.
Turn you into a glass man. Then shoot you with an arrow and break you. I don't know.
Alex, you begin to regain consciousness as you deftly burnt your wound, stopping yourself from bleeding out. You see a 7-foot orc with a 5-foot elf riding atop his shoulders, loosing dozens of arrows into a man made of dirt, chasing a cobbler past a giant pit of lightning and fire. Also, there's skeletons behind you,
But they're not attacking.
but they're just chilling.
And Colton's trying to kill innocent people.
I didn't say I was gonna kill
As he
him.
shakes
I was
his
just
head.
gonna go after him.
Trying to turn him into dirt. That kills people.
I'm gonna go try to stop him.
Why don't we have
Another person joins the Benny Hill chase of people trying to catch the man, trying to catch the dirt, trying to catch the cobbler.
Charging.
As you leave the outskirts of town, the crackling whirls of the demonic battle fade from your mind as you just ignore the fact that demons are fighting and skeletons exist. And instead you focus all your energy on a sad old cobbler. Cornered amongst the cliffs that you first entered this canyon in. He stops with nowhere to run. The dirt man has cornered him. Behind that, quickly arriving, the rest of the party. You have the cobbler by the lapels.
Give me your
I'm
shoes.
gonna give me your shoes.
Don't
You can
do
have
it.
anything you want. Just don't hurt me.
I'm gonna dirt you, boy.
Don't dirt him!
Don't
Dirt
do
him.
it, sir!
I'm gonna dirt him. He's offensive.
He has done nothing but give us shoes. We can keep him and he can make us more shoes.
If I turn him to dirt, he can make his shoes forever.
You'll kill him!
He won't have arms to make shoes. They'll be dirt. They'll be dirt clogs. Have you ever worn dirt clogs?
Yes, I'm wearing them right now.
Well, this isn't about you.
Alex, you arrive on the scene. The dirt man is holding the poor cobbler. Rorig and Dumbledore are sitting hesitant to go closer, knowing that at any moment he could pull the trigger on this hostage and just dirt him, I guess.
I'm gonna try to throw one of my shards of my necklace in Colton's mouth.
Pulsating with magic-reducing energy, you hurl the shard into Colton's mouth. It embeds itself in the dirt, turning that portion back into human flesh.
The opening. Dumbledore draws his bow. He aims for the last bit of
the
flesh.
heart has turned to flesh. The heart of this dirt monster is human.
He aims for the heart, the exposed heart that was once human from a man, and shoots his arrow.
The arrow strikes true, piercing Dirt Man's heart. He shrivels and contorts, turning into just a regular pile of dirt.
We have stopped this monster once and for all. This was the true enemy. Good work, team. We've stopped him.
Team,
Well, there goes that character.
Wait a minute. As they look to the left, as Dumbledore looks towards the city, he sees that falcon beast, or Natsu.
Oh,
Tear up.
yes. The giant monster beast Nasu. The 7-headed, 10-horned, winged, tentacle-wielding, shit-throwing monster you described. You see it screeching. It flies off into the sky, into the cloudy night that it creates around itself with its warping miasma. The 3 towers, or the 2 towers and the pit begin crumbling. The pit doesn't crumble, it just fills to be regular land.
I get some of those escaped souls to come back to life.
If we'll find a way to get back.
We do have to go into the pyramid yet.
The pyramid collapses.
Oh, tight. Never mind.
As does the tower, as does the pit fills with more dirt and rock. And now the town resembles a normal town, except that it's on fire.
You've done really helped here today.
The people return back to normal.
Town.
We've done it,
What
guys!
does the cobbler say?
The cobbler thanks you for saving him from the dirt monster, but then doesn't thank you for destroying everything he knew and loved.
What an asshole.
He decides that he'll leave the town to start a new life, living out the remainder of his 12 and a half years.
That is exactly what I wanted.
To
At
make
least Dumbledore
shoes.
is happy.
He bids you a farewell, thanks you once again for stopping Dirtman, and leaves.
Let's go see the town.
Can I have an emotional talk with him before
Dirt
he
man.
leaves?
Man, I would have been so happy to
Share your
stay
trait.
dirt.
As you go back to the town, in the place of the pit and in the place of the pyramid, there are 2 small lock boxes with your names on it.
Wow.
Wow.
They seem to be gifts left by Nasu for your help in this matter.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Alright, you have 2 small lock boxes.
Each?
No, in total.
Oh.
And, keys.
Each?
Presumably to
You
go
give me
to the
my
lock
juice?
boxes.
Can you hand me those nuts?
One of them is about this big, the size of a bread box. The other one is like a little, like someone you propose with, like a little wedding ring holder thing.
Oh yeah, in the meantime, before we get here, I'm gonna give them both leaves off of my Fang Stalk plant.
What does that do?
It's a healing plant.
Thank you. Upon eating the mystical healing plant, you're able to recover some of your wounds. The blood around your horrible misshapen hand begins to clot, allowing you to once again have a solid hand. Your eye,
It's a
however,
solid hand.
is gone. The
Are you
healing
fucking
covers up
kidding me?
the hole, but you have just a
boss now.
misshapen, awful eye missing thing. Maybe an eye patch is in order.
I was thinking about
Don't worry about it, Dumbledore. If I can find someone to make you a
What's
magic
Your
awesome
hands
medical
become
eye.
less horribly burned and mangled. They are still scarred and deformed,
awesome is that
but you're a
We have a
blacksmith,
blacksmith.
so they were
Because
already
his eye
scarred
did
and
actually
deformed.
get taken out, so
Also,
it
the
worked
giant
out.
hole in your chest is just still there.
I just didn't want
It's
my
just not
skeletons.
causing you to die.
Cool.
Just put there.
Man, that fang stock really worked wonders.
Yep.
Now it's gonna take a long time before I get those leaves back.
My hands are
Thanks,
feeling a lot
asshole.
better. Thank you.
And
My
Rory,
entire body.
you just apply basic bandages to some of the cuts and scrapes on your face. Other
Yeah.
than that, you are totally fine.
I made it out so much better than everybody else.
And in the mountains, you remember the memory of Dirt Man, a pile of dirt with an arrow in its human heart.
I never liked him anyway.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Goddamn slave.
What's up?
Goddamn slave.
He was a racist. A man that Dumbledore is ashamed to call an elf. Disgusted.
Alright, that concludes our first session, our first
Oh, we didn't even
adventure.
open the boxes.
Yeah, we didn't open the boxes.
That's
we didn't.
post-game.
We
Post-game, you
didn't
open
talk
boxes
to. We
and
didn't talk to
enjoy.
Nasu. We didn't.
You
hear
can
his
do
name.
anything you want still. I'm still here.
Let's talk to Natsu about all this.
He's gone.
Let's
He
open
flew
some
away.
boxes.
Oh, really?
Leaving you only these two boxes.
So everyone else is like, oh, everything feels a lot better.
Did you see the
now."
town? We put out fires.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do what you can to put out the
The
fires.
town rebuilds itself. Everyone thanks us.
All the skeletons crumble into just lifeless skeletons. There's a pile of bones, a pile of corpses,
And
and
dust.
so much burning things. Also, the tavern is now in the middle of the town square.
Awesome time to build around it, guys.
So,
What better building than to be the middle of the town?
as you help the reconstruction effort in your small parts being that you're only spending one afternoon doing it, you put out...
We put out the fires.
Yeah, we
Some
put out
of-
the
put
fires.
out the
I built the
fires.
little things. He knows better with his hands.
The people of the
Built some
town...
things. I was like, oh,
The people of the town come to you and say, hey, thanks, I guess, as they realize that you completely destroyed their way of life, but did technically free them from what could be considered an oppressive force.
And enslavement.
yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, if you're not good enough, you're gonna die, and then go into John here, and John's gonna,
He's gonna outlive everybody.
yeah, John's
but
a
then
dick, and he's really good at
Yeah.
whittling, so...
He did fuck your wife on a couple
Yeah,
of
so
occasions.
he may be really good at one craft, but he is a dick.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Left to rebuild themselves, the people of Urd will never be the same. You can return to this place after your other adventures and see what has become of the town now that it has no formal leadership or people of any kind or skill or talent, as they've all been murdered. Minus the one cobbler who has fled.
The mason didn't leave.
The mason did not leave. He looks at you awkwardly and goes, oh, can I live?
Yeah.
Alright, I only got
Dumbledore
like 12
doesn't.
years, so-
Dumbledore would never do such a thing.
Well, I'll rebuild all that I can in these 12 years.
You seem like a fine leader for these people.
I don't know where you got that impression. You know who was a really fine leader was John, but his head exploded.
He wasn't worthy.
He was an aggressor.
He wasn't. He was gonna get sucked out anyway. So I feel like you have the equities to lead these people into greatness.
How's Simon?
Simon was buried by penguins
Do you think he's still
But then the
alive?
penguins disappeared.
Yeah.
and turned into a monster. Simon
He's
is
dead.
dead.
I mean, he was probably alive throughout the whole penguin thing, but as soon as he turned back into a monster,
The good news is he's the only person we don't have to bury.
because he's already
Good.
buried. So,
Thank you, adventurers.
you're welcome.
We appreciate all you've done
You're welcome.
for Urd.
Dumbledore is pleased. You're welcome, good sir.
Uh-huh.
I hope you have a wonderful rest of your life. We may drop
All
back
12 years of it.
we may drop back into town.
You're
See how
400
things are
years
doing.
old. Get over yourself.
Yeah, what he said.
You're such a bitch. I'm gonna live till I'm like,
Okay.
in this day and age, like 40.
Dumbledore requesting
Well, you
calm
could have
down.
lived way longer, you know? If only there was like
Yeah,
some
by
way
killing
for
the
you to...
innocent, and sucking out their souls. You know, they can't.
Let's go open those
somewhere
boxes!
else.
This is going
Yeah,
nowhere.
let's go open the boxes.
You're a piece of shit.
The final
Walk
people
away.
of the town huddle in a circle as you cheer, walking away from the horrors behind
Yeah,
you.
we did it, guys. Woo!
Woo! Yeah! Dumbledore would like
Opening
a drink
the
now.
boxes. Who wants to open which box?
I will open box A.
The big one or the really little one?
The really big one, because they usually have like the best gifts.
Inside the big one is just a human skull.
Fuck. Another one?
It's a big box for you.
It is. It seemed a bit excessive, but there's padding around the edges. Perhaps to make it more comfortable.
Can we open the small box?
You can also do that. There's a small ring.
What does the ring do?
It looks plain and boring. It's made of metal. I mean, iron, particularly. Like a little iron wedding ring.
I shall enchant this and extend life.
How do we bring that home?
It's already enchanted, the ring.
Yes, can we bring back Dirt Man?
In a not dirt
I mean, there's a whole lot of dead people, so you can just kind of make
So,
a monster.
Singapore.
As you contemplate what to do with the ring, you hear a soft, "Maybe I can help." You look down at the human skull, which is gibbering away. "My name's Dr. Skeletal. I'm
Yes.
here to help you on your adventures. Hey, listen.
You see
Hey, listen.
Hello.
I'm here to help you on your
Hello.
adventure.
Adventure?
Yes, my name's Dr. Skeletal.
Ooh.
What help do you need?
How do we bring back Dirt Man?
Well,
I
in a
don't
non-dirt form.
Know who Dirtman is?
Our friend Colton has passed.
I'm
What?
sorry to hear that.
Do you know what do you know? How long?
My doctorate was in literature. Sorry.
God damn it.
You are useless. I hate you.
You can just use that magic ring, maybe.
But he was dirt.
What does the magic ring do?
The magic ring is a mortician's ring. It undecomposes bodies.
But if
Let's
he
go
was
drop that
dirt.
ring in the dirt.
But if he was dirt.
My
would
coin's
it
still
work?
there?
Yes, the coin is in. Yeah, the coin's in the dirt.
Damn, Dumbledore, fuck you. You're not coming back. Dumbledore is taking that coin.
All right, Dumbledore pockets the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Just put the ring on your hand and then just kind of wave it around. You kind of just get a feel for it, you know? It's not really an exact science.
Okay, thanks.
You hear the as you lock the skeletal head in the box. Using the mortician's ring. It's like that scene in Doctor Strange where you know how he takes the apple and he like makes it chomped and unchomped? Except it only very specifically undecomposes or redecomposes bodies. So
I can't wear it.
upon acting on the dirt, your choices are to just make it dirt still, or turn it into a pile of leaves.
Does the ring disappear after
You
that?
said he was like compost, so in theory, that could mean
So it'll just be a
he would
bunch of
turn
garbage.
back into whatever he was before.
Yes, which is just garbage. Mostly leaves,
And dirt.
some worms.
It'll just be this horrible monster made of garbage.
But wasn't he magic? Wasn't that caused by magic
That
too?
was
Yes.
Because then you
As
oh
you
your
use
amulet.
the mortician's
I
ring
just have my pile of stuff.
of broken amulet.
Why don't we can revive him and then you just dump the rest of your amulet shards on him.
As you undecompose him, you realize, however, that you're not actually bringing him back to life.
Great, I wasted the ring.
But what you have done is turned him into a sentient pile of leaves, bird shit, worms, and just general garbage. With a human heart still beating.
You're not coming
He
with us.
shambles back up, smelling, reeking of garbage, and says,
That was a dick move, guys.
also, you didn't waste the ring, as it can be used unlimited times
Yes!
to re- and decompose
Yay!
any body. You could go turn those skeletons
Just-
into more fresh skeletons.
Just for jokes, can I make him dirt again?
Yes, he crumbles back into dirt.
Cool.
So I'm a pile of dirt again.
But his human heart is now decomposed, so he can't move.
Great. I'm just
He's only controlled by the magic shard embedded in his heart by the arrow.
Nice.
Nice.
So I'm just a
Bring
heart
him.
now.
Bring him
What does
back.
that mean?
He turns it back. The shard of Alex's magic dispelling is able to have a human heart sentiently fuel a pile of garbage. So now,
Can the heart function without the rest of it?
sort of. It just kind of is there.
Is it like
You'll have
Tony
to
Stark's,
continuously
like,
keep
arc
him
reactor?
fresh with your amulet, otherwise he'll decompose into
I don't know how
trash.
that's possible.
You
Can I
just take
flip
the
my
ring.
coin and have Doc Holliday turn me
I
back
have your
into-
coin. I'm not flipping it.
The
I
coin
think that's
appears
terrible
back in the
things.
pile of dirt because the coin is bound to him.
Damn it! I forgot about that.
Fucking.
It's kind of like
That's-
when Jack Sparrow gets Sora's Keyblade. He's like, "This is a fine key." It's like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." Just warps back to him.
All of the leaves and garbage start swirling around, turning into raw sewage. He's now a
That's
sewage
even
man.
worse, Colton.
He smells horrific. But you can also still and recompose him to be slightly more fresh sewage.
Can I just keep flipping this coin?
The sentient sewage man is now a part of the party.
Alright.
Awesome. Stay away from me. You smell awful.
You must stay 30 yards behind us at all times.
I'm gonna flip the coin again. I don't want to be sewage.
Do it.
Doing that again.
Let me write real quick the two potential outcomes, so I can know what's going
What's
to happen.
something worse than
We're
sewage?
gonna look through this and be like, what kind of fucking story was this?
Yeah, it kind of went from like this really in depth, like, oh, man, this is beautiful too. Now you're even just sewage. You're just.
You're shit. You're basically just shit.
All right, flip your coin.
Kelsey.
You turn back into your normal form, appearing as a normal elf.
I'm gonna grab that.
this
track.
guy again.
So, what happens when I do this now?
Nothing. He's now just perfectly alive.
It's still a body, so I can still decompose.
You can only
it as a
decompose and
body.
Take the ring off.
dead bodies.
I'm not taking
They
the
have to be
Dumbledore says
dead.
take the ring off.
His life
So
energy
if they're
prevents
dead, you
it.
can bring them back.
Do I
to
still
life?
have that shard in my chest?
Wait. So,
Yes.
yeah.
You laugh a hearty chuckle and then immediately vomit raw sewage
And out
as you realize that it's now been fused and is a part of you forever.
Oh, that's
He,
unpleasant.
You
So
will
he-
forever have bouts of horrible sewage, diarrhea, and vomit. Other
Yeah.
than that, you're fine.
He pukes out my shard and I take it and kind of.
Probably use
It was
that.
in my heart.
Can't puke out
It was
the
in your
heart.
chest. It wasn't in your heart.
It was in his heart.
It was in the arrow embedded it in his heart.
So now
That's how he was able to stay as a sentient pile of dirt sewage. But now he's just a regular elf who
With a giant
occasionally,
rock in his chest.
occasionally vomits sewage.
With a piece of an amulet inside of his heart.
So does that make me something magic?
No.
Or is it just kind of a...
No.
You're just disgusting.
It just consistently pumps your stomach full of sewage. And that's our adventure!
Thank you guys for listening to our wonderful little adventure that we had. I hope you all had a wonderful time, because I know we did.
Next time.
And tune in next time to the wacky, crazy show that we call... What do we call this?
This is the Dark Fantasy Fiasco.
Dark
'Cause
Fantasy.
That's what Tim wrote on our.
Dark fantasy?
The Dark Fantasy Fiasco. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good night. Be easy, be cheesy, and remember,
Be well.
don't be skeezy,
Be well.
and be well.